All right. How you doing? It is the radio guy, the doctor, Mike Prince. Welcome to this Monday edition of the Mike Prince Show, brought to you on a daily basis from the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com. Our 24-hour dial-in message center is 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we'll present today's episode. Today's episode is being brought to you by the good people from the office of Attorney Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. Whatever your legal services are, Attorney Lee Van Richardson can accommodate you. Schedule your appointment today by dialing 979-826-8008. And JZE Building and Restoration. They are located in the Houston area, willing and ready to serve you for whatever your remodeling needs may be. That number is 832-319-8477. Before we go any further, I'd like to first say thank you to each and every one of you who have sent your blessings, condolences, and well wishes to my family and I. My oldest daughter received her wings on her flight back to heaven. She lost her battle with cancer. She can rest easy now, knowing that there's no more suffering. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your outpour of love and support. I was not able to attend the game, of course, pending the news that was received. But just the thoughts and all the calls and the support, it is truly, truly heart-touching to know as many of you that have reached out were, concerned and praying for my family, and connection with being appreciative of the show that we try to provide for you on a daily basis. So I truly, truly thank you all. We're still working out and finalizing some things, and we will keep you up to speed just as soon as we get caught up with everything. With that being said, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get right into today's episode. Hey guys, this is Mike Prince with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I have with me the owner of JZE Building and Restoration, Miss Patty Bear. How you doing today, Patty?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to come here and talk with you and visit with you in reference to the type of work that I do.
Well, the construction work, I tell you guys all the time that if you need some remodeling or either some new construction in your life, JZE Building and Restoration is the one. I'm here getting some work done, and let me tell you, she is worth her weight in gold. But just for those who are listening, Patty, tell them what all you guys do.
Well, we restore and renovate, roof repairs, anything. I'm a one-stop shop, able to help you from A to Z.
Absolutely. And when she says from A to Z, she means exactly from A to Z. You can give her a call at 832-319-8477. Set your appointment up today with JZE Building and Restoration.
I'm Gary Coleman with your Open Mic Broadcast Network Sports Update. Right basketball tonight with women games. All games start at 5:30. Mississippi Valley State hosts Alabama State. Jackson State hosts Southern. Alcorn State at Grambling State. Alabama A&M and Arkansas Pine Bluff. NFL playoff divisional games, NFC. New Orleans 20, Philadelphia 14. Drew Brees with 28 of 38 for 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Michael Thomas had 12 catches for 171 yards and 1 touchdown. AFC, New England 41, LA Chargers 28. Tom Brady was 34 of 44 with 343 yards and 1 touchdown. Sonny Michel ran for 129 yards on 24 carries and 3 touchdowns. NBA scores. Golden State 119, Dallas 114. Steph Curry had 48 points, made 11 three-pointers. Philadelphia 108, New York Knicks 105. Ben Simmons, 20 points, 22 rebounds, 9 assists. Toronto 140, Washington 138 in double overtime. Kawhi Leonard, 41 points, 11 rebounds. Orlando 116, Houston 109. James Harden was 1 for 17 from the three-point range. Denver 116, Portland 113. Denver is 29-13 overall, 18-3 at home. Milwaukee 133, Atlanta 114. Milwaukee is 30-12. Cleveland 101, LA Lakers 95. Again, I'm Terry Coleman with your Open Mic Broadcast Network Sports Update.
Well, with all that being said, what a weekend it was in the world of sports. The Prairie View A&M University Panthers hosting the Texas Southern Tigers this past weekend at the Baby Dome. Fairly decent crowds for both of them, considering that the students were just making it back in, and considering all things. Usually this game is not as well attended as the game in February due to the fact of, as I mentioned, students are very well established by February than they are in January, with them just returning from the holiday break. But nonetheless, exciting games, a little short for the Lady Panthers in their endeavor to hold off the Tigers. And you got to forgive me, and let me put a side note in. I was given the memo, and I'm working on that it is inappropriate to say Lady Panthers, i.e. Lady Tigers. So Panthers women's basketball team. You all charge that to my head, not to my heart. But they fell short to the Tigers of Texas Southern. And from the gist of everything, the Panthers had a hard time out the gate really getting established in this game. The Tigers got an early lead, wouldn't relinquish the stand, and the Panthers made a rush in the second half, but it was not enough to overcome the deficit they already had to overcome against the Tigers, and they ended up losing by the score of 52-44. Dobbins, of course, led the Panthers. She had 12 points off of 5 rebounds, but Nia Mitchell led the way for the Tigers. She had a total of 16 points and 17 rebounds. So with that, they have made a tangled mess of the standings early in SWAC play. For women's basketball, you have Alabama A&M, Prairie View, Southern University, Grambling State, and Alabama State. They are all coming in at 2-1. Those that come in at 1-1 would be Valley. They stand alone. Then you have Jackson State, Texas Southern, Alcorn. They're coming in at 1-2, while Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in at 0-2. The Panthers are still sitting in some good shape, as they will now have this Monday off, and they'll get ready to take on Jackson State and Grambling. That will be a tough series. We know that Grambling is led by Miss Hill. She is a scorer, a prolific scorer, I might add, from anywhere on the floor. So the Panthers will reload and get ready to take on Jackson State and Grambling this Saturday and Monday. And of course, we know that the men will also take care of business against Jackson and Grambling. In the nightcap, the men were able to hold off the Tigers by the score of 79-73. Strong performance across the floor for the Panthers. The Panthers improved to 3-0 in the early start of conference play. Texas Southern, Jeremy Combs led the scoring with 23 points, 20 rebounds. A strong double-double on his night. Eden Ewing also chipped in. He too had a double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds. The Panthers were led by Gerard Andrus. Andrus had 23 points off of 7 rebounds. And Gary Blackston turned in a double-double for himself, 14 points and 13 rebounds. So the Panthers and Pine Bluff are the only remaining undefeated teams on the men's side of the hardwood. The Panthers come in at 3-0, Pine Bluff at 2-0. Texas Southern, Jackson State, and Alabama State, they all come in at 2-1. Mississippi Valley is at 1-1. Grambling and Alabama A&M, they come in at 1-2. And probably the biggest surprise of them all is that Alcorn and Southern are both coming in at 0-3. Not what you would expect in the early part of the season, but there's still plenty of basketball to be played. Coach Wood, of course, handling things down at Southern University, and you got to figure that he's going to get things on track eventually. He's always been on my radar because we know in times past, Coach Woods could get very animated, very easily aggravated when things are not going quite so the way he planned. But we'll keep an eye out and an ear out to see how things develop. And another thing that I'm looking at and putting under the radar, and it just doesn't seem to set right with me, is that this was the second game that there was no Reed in the lineup for Texas Southern. Now, the word is that there's an injury that Reed is dealing with, and he was taking an MRI and everything like that. He started a game, came out, no more action, and he's a no-show at Prairie View. And it makes me wonder, is it something a little bit more deeper than what's really being revealed? Because in the event, let's say the MRI is what it is, you would at least be in civilian clothes in support of your brothers in such a game, especially a rival game, I would think. But Reed was a no-show. It's no secret that Reed has had some quote-unquote challenges. And could this be an early sign of something deeper beneath the surface? Not quite sure, but I can guarantee you we'll be monitoring that. Meanwhile, things are positioning themselves as the Panthers sit in the driver's seat on the first half of the basketball regular season. Still a lot of basketball to be played. Grambling finally got into that win column. There was a concern for Coach Jackson and the Tigers to see how they would get back on track, if you would. But Southern University losing to Grambling put Grambling in a good position. Meanwhile, it put Southern behind the 8-ball in a sense. But as I keep saying, there's plenty of basketball to be played. And we'll keep it coming right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And speaking of things to come, baseball season is gently knocking at the door. And we have some exciting baseball news and coverage scheduled for you right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Olin Parker will be one of our baseball experts to discuss Diamond Chat as we get ready to break open this 2019 baseball campaign. We have on board the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball coaches. We'll discuss baseball talk with them throughout the course of the season. And so much more planned right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. As I get ready to head toward the twilight of today's episode, I would be remiss if I did not bring up the NFL playoffs this past weekend. Have to give a congratulations to the New England Patriots. I had no idea that they would dismantle the Chargers in the fashion in which they did. I actually thought the Chargers had enough to go out and win, but to no avail. Belichick and Brady. 8 consecutive AFC championship games. Unheard of. Unheard of. Do they have enough to get past the Kansas City Chiefs? They beat the Chiefs. The first time they played in a wild shootout, I believe it was like 43-40 or 46-43, something to that nature. It was in New England. This time it'll be at Arrowhead Stadium. Does Mahomes still have enough in the tank to catapult the Chiefs to the Super Bowl? We shall see. And over in the NFC, Drew Brees and the Saints hold off the Foles Magic and the Philadelphia Eagles. They will face off with the Los Angeles Rams in New Orleans. Miss Sonia Stamps has let me know that she was 4-0 in our pick'ems. I succumbed to 1-3. But at least I did win one. We'll get together later on this week. You can hear that broadcast on our YouTube channel. That's at Open Mic Broadcast Network. And let me tell you about the Open Mic Broadcast Network YouTube channel. You really want to subscribe to that, because by subscribing to that, you will get things that you don't normally get on our daily show. We'll get breaking news. We'll put it out through YouTube. We get exclusive interviews. We'll put it out through YouTube. And speaking of exclusive interviews, you definitely want to tune in for tomorrow's episode. We have an exclusive interview with the president of Prairie View A&M University, Dr. Ruth Simmons. We discuss the world of athletics, along with a couple other things. A very interesting conversation, and of course a conversation that we're going to have to continue down the road. But you definitely do not want to miss the exclusive interview with Dr. Ruth Simmons. Well, my time has come that I must exit stage left. Thank you all again so much for your prayers, condolences, and uplifting words on the passing of my daughter. To God be the glory to each and every one of you. Thank you all so much. I am the radio guy, the doctor, Mike Prince. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.